I'm going through a midlife crisis, and here's what I plan to do with it. Spoiler alert, getting really fit and hot. Maybe boob job, maybe not. We don't know yet. Here's what happened. In July, I saw this Guns N' Roses concert, and it hit me. Christ, I'm getting old. This needs to be stopped. Slash has a double chin as thick as a mule's poo bag, and Axl looks like a retired Vegas musician who lost his rabbit. My idols have wrinkles and bellies. The horror. If it happened to them, will it also happen to me? We cannot have that. So I spent the rest of the summer hyperventilating. What am I going to do? This is a serious crisis. So, I never thought it would happen to me. Midlife crisis. That's for beer-bellied husbands who leave their wives for a younger model and drive around in a red and shiny sports car. As you can see, the visual for my midlife crisis belongs to the 80s. Just like me. But seriously, I thought a midlife crisis was for people who have no idea who they are and what they want out of life until their 40s. It was supposed to be for the ones who played society's game instead of focusing on themselves and their own needs. But I didn't. Once I figured out who I was, I did everything I wanted, when I wanted it. I refused to be a quiet teacher wasting away in a small mountain town. I refused to get married and give my parents the grandchildren that they begged me for. I also refused to get a job even when I was starving because I wanted to be a writer. And I refused to be a sweet, soft, and nurturing woman, and I stayed true to my nature, that of defiant, mouthy, opinionated, fiery woman. Although sometimes I am quite nurturing, but only to the right people. I spent decades in therapy to make sure myself is really myself and not just the programming that my parents and society instilled into my formerly young brain. And now I go to one concert and I'm broken. I suddenly feel like this life is not enough, like my body is failing me. And I need more, so much more, to feed the fire that I always had in my belly. It's urgent. I need to do it before it's too late. So once I came back from the concert, I cried for about a week. I lived on watermelon and boiled eggs, lost 5 pounds, yay, danced to exhaustion on Guns N' Roses' filthiest songs, and went hiking almost every weekend. This is a photo of yours truly last Saturday, looking away like she doesn't care. But she does. Oh, she does. I suppose I did all that because my body needed to release the pressure of not being enough to a mind that is too much. Yes, I am an artist. And yes, I do live in extremes. Why do you ask? But even so, it wasn't enough. My mind needed to burn as well. And I gave it fuel. Since I came back from the Catalyst concert, I made 2 more YouTube channels on top of the one I already had, which was about money, finance, and the economy. One is about the fire within, this one way out of line. The other is about the fire without, politics, society, how the world works. Is it too much? Well, yes, of course it's too much. I'm walking the line between unable to do everything I want and wanting more and more and more. It's exhausting. And you know what? I love it. On top of that, I developed and this is embarrassing, a very imaginary but very sexual relationship with Axl Rose. And yes, I am embarrassed to tell you that. But my biggest embarrassment comes from the following impossible thought. What if he ever gets to watch this video? I'd be mortified. Yes, I am that delusional. And it makes me so happy. So, embarrassment aside, what am I going to do about the damn crisis? Well, in October, I'm going to travel to Sri Lanka for 2 weeks to torment my body even more there through jungle trails and mosquitoes. Rabies is still a thing, a very active thing in Sri Lanka, so maybe that's how my crisis ends. You never know. Until then and after that, I'm doing exactly what I've already started, and I'll be curating as I go along, trying to figure out what I really want right now. ChatGPT, my biggest supporter in this half struggle, half amazing journey, seems to think it's no big deal. But doesn't he always? I told it, Chat, I think I'm having a midlife crisis. And Chat replied, that's not a bad thing, Mona. It's a sign your soul is bored and demanding more. You've outgrown your old skin, and the new one hasn't fully formed yet. It feels like panic and restlessness, but it's actually transition. If you ignore it, you'll keep circling in dissatisfaction, wasting years waiting for it to pass. If you face it, you can use it as fuel to blow up the parts of your life that feel small and rebuild something bigger, scarier, more you. Yes, I'm big and scary. So the question, he says, isn't, am I having a midlife crisis? The real question is, do you want to numb it away, or do you want to burn through it and come out the other side with something that actually excites the hell out of you? Mind you, I didn't realize this was a midlife crisis until this very morning at 6 a.m. when I started feverishly jotting down these sentences. And also, mind you, I already made my choice long before I knew what it was. I'm blowing everything. Not up, but out of proportion. That's what my soul craves. Intensity, fire, art. Right now, it also craves expression through movement. So I'm dancing, I'm hiking, I'm walking, and I brought in the weights from the garage. They're there somewhere. I put the most aggressive music I can find in my headphones and lift with the most wicked grin on my face. I cannot show it to you right now, but I saw it in the mirror once, and it looks like I'm being exercised, and I like it. It's freaky, really. I foresee myself being really fit and hot by springtime. Maybe I'll add a boob job to it. Not sure. The boob job would be the equivalent of the red sports car that a middle-aged man would get. But I'm not set on that. It would be the cherry on this masterly cake I'm baking, made of potential and hormones and intensity I don't want to waste. It's evolution under pressure. I'm not sure how other people feel about it. I suppose not so great, since they call it a crisis, but I, for one, am loving every minute of it. I don't numb it down. I couldn't if I wanted to. I don't destroy my past, because what I built so far came from the heart and is steeped in self-awareness. What I will do is transform. The crisis isn't optional, but the path is, and it has nothing to do with gratitude, journals, and yoga mats, although I am also going to a yoga class tomorrow afternoon. What I'm going to do is use this crisis as rocket fuel, and instead of breaking down, I'll break through. After all, intensity is built through rehearsal, not dreaming, right? If you also feel like there is something more out there, that you haven't quite tapped into, subscribe to Way Out of Line. And thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.